I've been running a premium coaching business for over 3 years now, and I've tested all the complicated strategies out there, and I found one non-salesy method that consistently books us 45 and more sales calls per month. And it's actually so boring because it doesn't include any funnels or cold pitching or complicated sales scripts. So this is a simple DM strategy that runs quietly in the background. And in this video, I'll walk you through exactly how it works. And the best part, how we've automated most of it with just one setter and a few simple tools. So let's dive in. So many entrepreneurs think that in order for them to get the premium clients or B2B clients, they need to do cold calling to book the sales appointments, or they will do cold emails, for example, sending emails to the decision makers or run paid ads. And I know that those strategies, they work, of course, but we didn't make a single cold call, and we were still able to book more than 45 calls per month every single month. And this is just from the first quarter of 2025. And if you also look at the numbers here, I don't know the exact numbers when doing cold calling, for example, but I would still say that these rates, like from conversations to set appointments, this is huge. It's so effective that more than 50% of the people who have been qualified as leads have then turned into and converted to the sales call with this method that I'm going to show you today. So we have been working with this same method for years now, and I've tried and tested so many more added things and taken off things. And still, at the end of the day, this is the method that I've found the most effective and working for months and years after year. Year after year. But you need to understand that this is just a small part of a bigger picture and the whole sales process. So today we are only going to be focusing on the conversion mechanism, which is how to turn those who are interested, so those leads, into booked sales calls. So we are only going to be focusing on this part, but I want you to understand that there are, of course, more layers to it that you need to understand, but maybe I will be creating new videos about these other parts of the sales process later on. So please comment if you're interested in hearing that. But what I see so many experts, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants doing and struggling with, or like what they do so differently from us or our clients, is that they don't have a real strategy on the conversations that they are having on social media. So they see and view social media as their social media, so that they will network and they will take on this like a connection call. So if you are just randomly sending messages and connecting with people on Zoom over Zoom calls, for example, that can be something that you see as sales activity in long term, and you're planting the seed with people that might someday want to work with you. But I want to make it clear that that is not the strategy that I'm showing you here, because right now, like these calls that I'm showing in this, for example, like these have been actual people who have been interested in with what we have to offer, and they have known exactly that they are coming to a call where they might be pitching to them if it seems like they are a good fit to our program and our offer. So it's like this isn't typical like networking call, but it's actual sales conversation. So just to let you know that, and how I've been able to automate that has been through a couple of tools. So on Instagram we use ManyChat, and on LinkedIn we use Valaxy. And then we also have our appointment setter in place. So everything is tied to my social media profiles and channels. So what does it actually then look like, and what is the part for the automation and the appointment setter here is a real life example of the process that our appointment setter follows. So her daily workflow example. So what does she do is continuing the conversations with the potential leads and offering the appointment for them to with our sales team. But I think the most important thing and the most effective thing is to starting new conversations. And this is just something that she can start with this, responding to messages and then start new conversations, then do follow up and then respond and then start again new conversations. But the interesting part here is that we don't start the conversations with the with cold outreach methods, but actually with the new followers and people who have commented on my posts, and especially using keywords like asking for the free guide or stuff like that. But the new followers, that is also really, really effective. Like we have turned a new follower into a premium client in less than 7 days, many times using this exact method. So we have these specific pre-written messages, or even I've done like a video message that the appointment setter can send to every new Instagram follower, and also the connections on LinkedIn. And this could be also used on Facebook. We aren't really currently using Facebook, but we have in the past, and it works there as well. And also, if there isn't enough new followers or people commenting, you can also look at the story views, likes and reactions, people who have engaged also with your older content, and also with the older followers that have not got started with the new conversations. For example, that someone has missed a conversation with an old follower, for example. So that is typically what the appointment setter does in their daily basis. And what is interesting also is the hit list. So having a list of the most potential leads already in a document or in a spreadsheet where there are people who have shown interest, asked for learn more about the service, people that we need to follow up and so on, so that they tracking those, because with the DMs and LinkedIn and everything, it's really easy to get lost and lose those potential people there. But also extra tip would be that you can star conversations on LinkedIn and also tag those leads on Instagram DMs as well. So you can use those tools there as well. And everything has been reported. So appointment setter tracking is being used, and that is how I then get all the data here. And we don't just track the numbers, but we also track which posts brought us better leads and which posts actually brought us leads that then convert into paying clients. So we are not just following which posts are getting the most views or likes or comments, but actually what type of content is actually bringing in the clients. So I'm posting all the content with our strategy in the front end, and then the appointment setter is taking the conversion mechanism in the DMs. And this is how it looks like then also on the back end when a client or a lead is posting a comment on my posts saying, for example, a word premium or that I want to know in the comments something, then we have this document. So here's an example of a document which has been filled with the keywords that people might comment or send DMs to my accounts. And then we have these pre-written answers that the appointment setter can just copy paste and answer, and definitely also have the right links in place. And then also with the ManyChat and the automations, you can use them as really same way. So you can create these automations that get triggered by a keyword. So this is something on Instagram, for example, that if somebody comments the word content tips, then it starts this automation, and we can add even tags and everything. So this is also a way for our appointment setter to find leads, because then she can just like find out from here like who has been sending these messages and continue and like follow up for those conversations so that they get booked to our sales meeting. And if you're thinking that how can you possibly let someone in your DMs and message on your behalf, like isn't that dangerous, or like it sounds a little bit sketchy or whatever? But I would say that that is definitely probably also how you view yourself, because for me, social media isn't social media in that sense. It's actually a business media where I am doing business. Like I'm not doing that for like just for fun, but I'm actually utilizing those platforms to my business to get more clients and make a bigger impact. And if we think about also a way like how do you view yourself? Because if we look at um, influencers and business influencers like Stephen Parsons, or like Tony Robbins, or people like that, like I wouldn't even expect them to be on their DMs and even posting their contents. Like they have teams doing that. This is a way for you to level up and leverage the influence and the impacts that you can make with your business, because of course you can't be there just by yourself alone answering all the messages if you are building something bigger. So I would say that this isn't about trying to lead people wrong, but it's actually about customer service that saves now also my time without compromising the client experience. And you can use that same way too. And of course, my appointment setter always sends me messages and notifies me if there's other conversations that are not going to be leading into booked appointments with our sales team. And I am then personally answering or going back to those conversations if there are something that is not part of this process. Our appointment setter is only taking those conversations that have been related to this process. But if you want to try this model yourself, I would say that this is where to start. 3 steps that you should take immediately. And the first one being that add a clear call to action in 80% of your posts to get more leads, because now you will need more leads to contact, and having clear CTAs on your posts is the way to go. I would even say that those CTAs don't need to be direct call to actions to work with you or for those who want to work with you, but also lead magnets and free guides or videos, other content that you can share with those who are now commenting on your posts. So definitely use that. And then the second thing is to create a document with pre-written responses. And you can even do this even if you don't have anyone to outsource or delegate this process yet, because of like I'm still going through that document and just answering these pre-written answers myself when I'm doing the messaging myself. And I go back to my DMs every single day at some point, or if I'm just like working normally. So that is where I'm also getting those answers, because it's so much more effective than just writing every answer by yourself. And also another way, if you have already a big following or leads coming through Instagram, you can set up the ManyChat automations, and you can find easily videos how to do that on YouTube immediately. And the last one, last but not least, definitely is to track your metrics and numbers. So, how many people become clients and where in the process there's room for improvement. So, when you start tracking, you can see, is it the volume that there's not enough people to message in the first place, or is it the quality that there are a lot of leads but not enough leads are turning into booked appointments or booked calls? So, like, where is the room for improvement, and you can't really make clear and good decisions without having the data in place. So instead of randomly just sending messages out there, start following and tracking your metrics with the messaging. And if you want to see example of a tracking sheet here, this is something that you could build up for yourself as well. And if you feel like you would need some more help to installing these type of systems and help with the scaling your premium service-based business, check out the link in the description box and see how we could help you.